Meeting call to order. It's 7:06. Our first order of business will be roll call. President Bartwash.
Present.
Vice President Vieira. Present. Director of Administrative Affairs Patel. Director of Financial Affairs Salim.
Here.
Director of Government and Legal Affairs Crowley.
Present.
Director of Student Relations Fox.
Present.
Director of Foreign Outreach Upmore. Present. Director of Technology and Web Development Jory.
Present.
Director of Student Organization Partnership Board Hoadley.
Present.
Vice Chair of Senate Sturgeon.
Present.
Senator Wong.
Present.
Senator Weismiller.
Present.
Senator Erickson.
Present.
Senator Carter.
Present.
Senator King.
Present.
Senator Henderson.
Present.
Ex-officio Ramirez.
Present.
Our next order of business will be the approval of the agenda. I entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Vice Chair Sturgeon.
I move to approve the agenda.
Is there a second? Senator Henderson.
I second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the agenda is approved as presented. I entertain a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes. Senator Carter,
Move to approve the previous meeting minutes.
is there a second? Vice Chair Sturgeon.
I second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the previous meeting minutes are approved as presented. Our next order of business will be officer reports. I now yield the floor to President Bartwash.
Hello, everybody. I had a meeting with the Office of Development regarding the campaign that we're doing for the Wolverine Food Den. An email was sent out to students, faculty, and staff today regarding the challenge. In a brief summary, the main words of the email is that I write you today to challenge the entire campus community, faculty, staff, and alumni to follow us in this effort for raising money to end food insecurity for the next 3 years on this campus. And with that, we have the Giving Blue Day on December 3rd coming up, and the student government will be in the process of planning an event in collaboration with the development office to engage donors, raise awareness regarding food insecurity, and also provide food to students and engage them in donating towards the food pantry efforts, whether they're philanthropic or even raising awareness. I think this is a great effort and a great move that we're definitely moving in the right direction. Regarding the micromobility for the e-scooters, I have finally arranged a meeting with the CEO of Commute, as well as the lead of the project with Director of Rec Center. We will be meeting primarily regarding the proposal and agreements. We're hoping to launch the project on campus early spring, as well as we are looking to meet other organizations in Flint who will be working on this collaboratively with the city of Flint as well on December 19th. If you have any questions, concerns, or any concerns from students, please let me know so that I can go over those. I attended Director Fox's student representative meetings. The main reason I attended the meeting was to first of all appreciate our student reps who are volunteering and helping student government in the process of its expansion. As of right now, we have around 12 members in the committee, and we are wanting to expand that to more colleges and as well as schools all around the campus. Some of these efforts would include having student government's presence all around the campus. I informed that we will be rotating our meetings starting January in different buildings so that students are able to attend our meetings um, so that we are not always centralized or locally uh, always in USEN. There will be more details coming regarding this next meeting. Um, I have contacted library regarding the extended library hours. Um, Student government will be working with library to advertise the event. There's also a bill to be presented on the floor today with initiative of providing coffee and cookies to students. Um, Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs Office has also um, told me to let the student government members as well as student body know that uh, their office will help us in making students aware about this event, as well as they will be helping in providing us more resources. Um, so for the library's extended hours, we will have on from Thursdays 8 a.m. to 2 a.m., which will be starting December except for Tuesday, December 17th. The hours would be Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Sunday, noon to midnight, um, Sunday, noon to midnight, and Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. for the starting second week of December. Um, With that, I've also been working with Director Jory as well as Director Fox for our Know Your University project idea, which would focus on creating awareness just for student body for different departments. For example, if a student is not aware about services provided through education abroad, uh, this would be just a small video segment that would be shown to students, and we are hoping that all the members of student government are able to enjoy that fun experience as well. And I have finally submitted my Board of Regents report. It's under review, and that should be sent out to the Board of Regents pretty soon, next week. With that, I yield.
Thank you. In terms of my report, this week I was able to meet with Director Upmore about our collaboration with Mont and Kettering. And we were just able to come up with a document to send everyone in student government to ask them if they're interested in being part of this collaboration that we were planning. I was also able to meet with Senator Henderson and Will from Picasso about us tabling and partnering with Picasso for them to provide us with options with food potentially. And I was also able to attend the food advisory meeting, which I will speak about when it comes to university reports. And with that, I yield. Director of Administrative Affairs.
Hello everyone. So I talked to printing services and we will be getting our business cards soon for the student government. I had a one-on-one with the president, um, and we came up with some good ideas and I'm looking forward to it as well. The quote from the company for the freebies went over the budget we had assigned to the freebies, and hence we will be talking about it in old business today. The minutes from the last time have been approved and will be sent out in 24. And with that, I
Thank you. Director of Financial Affairs, Celine.
Hi, everyone. So, as Director Project said, that the code for the freebies from the vendor actually ended up being more than what we planned for. And so we're going to be revisiting that whole situation, but I'll let Director Project bring that up later. The BSOs were given allocations through the funding board have been reached out to so that we can get invoices and receipts and we can start an audit to make sure that the funds have been used um, for what they were allocated and within the guidelines of the charter. And the funding board has an open meeting tomorrow, and there's one DSO proposal that is on the agenda.
Thank you. Director of Government and Legal Affairs, Shirley.
Hi, everyone. So the draft for the new constitution was sent to Ann Arbor for legal review. We're still awaiting a response on that. As the person who's reviewing it, or in charge of reviewing it, was out of town this week. So we should be getting that soon, and as soon as we get that back, as long as there's no huge changes, we'll make the minor changes that we need to, and then send it out to the student body. Assuming all of that goes well and we can stick with our time schedule, there will be open forums on Monday, November 25th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then again on Wednesday, December 4th from 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. And again on Wednesday, December 4th from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So I highly encourage everyone to spread the word about these. We're having flyers printed and posted. And that's just a way for students to come learn about the process that we've gone through with the new constitution, the changes we've made, and the importance of voting in this upcoming referendum. So tell everybody that you know about this and get the word out to students. And then I also, I met with Director Jory and we finished the publicity plan for that. That's now going into action. I also updated the USC with the resolutions from last year's administration that we recently realized we never put in. So a new copy of the USC has been sent out, and I'll be working with Director Jory to make sure that the updated version is on the website for everyone to view. And I also started reviewing the USC to see what changes we can make.
Thank you. Director of Student Relations Officer.
Hey everybody, I had a one-on-one with the student government president to establish future projects and initiatives. Like President Bardwaj mentioned, I'm working with Director Jordy at the beginning of the Know Your University project, which the goal is to provide students with quick, easy to consume information on university departments and the services they offer to students. So I'll have more on that at our next meeting. The Student Relations Committee met yesterday. This week. I drafted and sent out an agenda, and I will be sending out meeting minutes to those who attended probably before the break. And I'll provide a committee report at the next General Assembly. And with the help of Director Jory, I also updated the SGU website with the most recent Student Relations Committee meeting minutes and time. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. Director of Board Outreach.
Right. Hello, everyone. So this week I met with Mia McNeil, and we discussed the resolution that was passed at the United Student Governments Conference. And we also discussed the supplemental budget on behalf of the state, as well as local elections and things that's recently happened in Flint. I met with Vice President Madera about her Flint First initiative. I also met with Senator Carter regarding his caucus, and we discussed the setup of his event and people asked to participate. Today I met with Senator King regarding his caucus. So there'll be more on that, I'm sure from him. And the Students of Michigan meeting took place today in Ann Arbor, and I will be fully reporting on what happens or what happened at that next meeting.
Thank you. Director of Technology and Graphic Development.
So this last week, I had a meeting with Lindsay Knick from Communications, and we talked. I got a lot of useful information out of it, how we can use social media to spread information and to help this campus as a whole. And I was actually informed that they started a Instagram account called Flint Students that I thought would be really cool if we got the word out around it. Basically, they give the account to a student, and the student might, like throughout the day, they'll make posts and stuff on the story, and it'll be something like maybe they're doing an event on campus or something, and it's 100% from their perspective. And they want to make it a bigger thing, so I just thought I'd mention it. If anybody's interested in it, shoot me an email. I can give you some details on it. And I made a flyer for the open forum of the Constitution with Director Growley, and just I've been making flyers and stuff and figuring out how to best spread the information about that event that's coming up. I've also recently recovered our old Instagram account, so that is now active again, and we'll be making posts as the year goes on. And I've also talked to ITS about their equipment. So I plan to, I've already started looking into laptops and microphones to just improve the quality of our meetings and to make them more consistent so we have less technical issues. So I just need to research the equipment we've been using and what would be better. And then also, finally, I've finished I've updated the committee page this last week. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. Director of Student Organization Partnership on Board.
Hello. Select board member applications are available online and open to all students. The link to apply is in minutes. 3 VSOs have been approved. There are 2 more that have applied and their applications are being reviewed. I met with Chris Eulis to go through the 2 new VSO applications, and he will be getting back to me about whether they meet everything necessary for SIL. SOP board meetings are currently every other Thursday at 6:30 in the SIL conference room. These meeting times are subject to change as we gain more members, but the first meeting will be November 21st. Presidents of VSOs were emailed to remind them of the benefits that being registered with student government has. Additionally, I asked that if they were interested in having a student government representative attend a meeting, that they reach out to me. I have been in conversation with several of the SSO presidents about their ex officio seats, and I'm looking forward to hearing their contributions and ideas. And I attended the stress management workshops, and I found them incredibly eye-opening and helpful.
Thank you. Vice Chair Sinister.
Hello. So this week I worked on the Senate agenda and will continue doing activities to encourage senators in their caucuses. I helped advertise Senator Wong's stress management workshop, and I attended her workshop this morning, which was very successful, and I congratulate her. I talked with Director Fox about some concerns that were brought up to me from students. And last week I attended Diwali night, which was the Indian Student Association put on, and it was very entertaining and fun. And then this week there was a parking committee meeting, and I am unable to attend, so I delegated that to Senator Weismiller. And I worked closely with a few of the senators to help them implement their caucuses. And for Senator of the Week this week, for their continued work into their caucus and putting in the extra effort to meeting with all a variety of different people, Senator Carter is our Senator of the Week this week. So congratulations. And with that, I yield.
We will now move on to advisor reports. Dr. Snyder.
I have no report.
We will now move on to Senator reports. Senator.
Good evening, everyone. What I did this week was attended both stress management workshops, which was my caucus. Attended the student relations meeting. Attended the Passport to the World event. What I plan on doing next week is research some ideas for my winter caucus and attend the graduate board meeting. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. Senator Weisman.
Good evening, everybody. This week I attended the food pantry committee for steering committee, but food pantry committee. And then I attended student concerns committee as well, and I made an adjustment to my caucus. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. Senator Erickson.
Hello, everyone. So throughout the week, I contacted Jeff Cox of Hall Council in regards to my caucus and a potential collaboration, and looking to hear back from him. And I also attended Senator Wong's stress management workshop, which was a success and very informative. And next week, I'll be attending the first SOP meeting and also the next GLA meeting that you'll.
Thank you. Senator Carter.
Okay, this week I met with Director Upmore to work on my caucus and hammer out a few ideas for my labor rights event, the form of thing. And to that end, and I contacted a few people to be on it, mainly Francis Golar, a business law lecturer at the School of Management, Kim Buka of the International Center, Mia, who is the president of Luna, and Christy Strobel, who is the Title IX coordinator. Now, also, I'm Senator Wong with my main the card swipe at the stress management workshop today, and
Senator King.
Good evening, everyone. Last week I had planned on having an agenda for my caucus of talking points. I achieved that. I created an agenda for my caucus. I'm ready to go. I attended Senator Wong Trust Management Workshop. Congratulations. Attended a Passport to the World event along with Senator Wong. What I'm going to do next week is attempt to finalize a date to actually go and get it finalized and done. With that idea.
Thank you. Senator Henderson.
Hello, everyone. So this week, me and Vice President Wadira had a meeting with Bill concerning funds and tabling, and I also attended Senator's Long stress management workshop. And that's it.
Thank you. Ex officio Ramirez.
Hello, everybody. So we finalized the date for Thanksgiving. It's going to be next week on Monday, 7 to 9. We allocated $950 from budget, and there are vegan options available, so you're all welcome to the event. Hall Council also partnering with Block Club on their drive. So me and Vice President are going to head that on the Hall Council side. And non-perishable items are emphasized. And the drive ends on February 4th. Along with that, $600 is allocated for the massage therapist for the late night breakfast. Also, Jeff is in contact with local businesses trying to get volunteers to come be massage therapists to get more, so there isn't just 2 at the event. We also voted and finalized a date for the door decorating contest. We allocated $300 for the winners. There's going to be 3 winners, one from First Street, one from Riverfront, and then a mystery winner from either one of us. And $100 will be allocated for the win, divided up between how many people are in the door. And if it's only one person, they get as well. And that ends January 10th with the winner announced January 17th. It's going to run on next semester. With that, I yield.
Thank you. We will now be moving on to director committee reports. Are there any director committee reports? As there are no director committee reports, we will now be moving on to university committee reports. Are there any university committee reports? Senator Wesley.
So this report comes from steering committee. 2 things that went over at this. First of all, it was about participation on the committee. Only 2 student organizations made it out with us and SIL. No, sorry, the fraternity council. So the steering committee is looking for new organizations to get involved, have a delegate on the steering committee. And yeah, better commitment from these organizations, like to have an assigned delegate to the committee rather than just whoever's available. And social work club they have a concert coming up in 2 weeks on December 7th. That proceeds go to the food den, on here on the Wolverine food den. That will be it's called the Beat Hunger concert on Saturday, December 7th. Yes, 6 or 7. Not clear on the time yet. But they are looking for at least 4 volunteers for the parking at Mill Street, so to direct people where to go for the event. Let's see. Trying to look for volunteers as well for the Eastern Michigan Food Bank, which receives about 95 cents per hour that student volunteers work. So again, funding opportunities for the Wolverine Den. Then idea for a can drive was talked about for the Super Bowl, having pairs of boxes in each building on campus with the 2 teams, and people either vote for who they want to win, who they think is going to win with like a can item, or possibly consumables like toilet paper, paper towels, or cleaning wipes. So, and then some notable charities going on around campus were brought up. Social Club is doing a sock drive and is intending to adopt 10 families on campus, and is brought up by Fernando there. The Block Club is doing a hygiene drive, collecting hygiene products. And For students, Eastside Mission is offering assistance to any U of M student who walks in through their doors, which includes but not limited to food, clothing, and haircuts. And with that, I yield.
Are there any university committee reports? Director Gurley.
The Academic Assessment Committee met last Monday, November 18th, at 11 a.m. We discussed comments from the HLC Hiring Commission review that just happened, and there are more comments from HLC that will be coming soon in the next few weeks, and the committee will continue to discuss those. The committee also continued to work on the Academic Assessment Implementation Form Revamp Survey. It's a mouthful, but it's a survey they're working on sending out to the different boards that will be reviewing assessment. And then we discussed responsibility to assess grad programs compared to undergrad programs, and reviewed the charge of the committee to clarify what the culture change of assessments will look like in the future.
Are there any university? In terms of the, I went to the not the food pantry, the food services board meeting, and we spoke a lot with Picasso, people from Picasso, and it's important for all the students to know that Picasso is willing to try anything and everything. So if you have any concerns or questions or anything that you want to bring up to them, please always feel free to go to Picasso and speak to her, or even email student government, who will make sure to get that information to him. And also, they are working on this way to let everyone know the new updated policies about booking rooms and ordering food. And they had before they would email people, but they're trying to find some other way so they can get every single student knowing what the policy is, so they not run into things people not expecting. And with that, I yield. Any other university? The floor is now closed for university committee reports. We will now be moving on to business. I now yield the floor to the class for Senator Bill 2019-02.
So because of the financial issues we faced when we were ordering the freebies, I would like to make an amendment to the Senate Bill 2019-002, Section 3, to reduce the number of stickers from 700 to 500 and the number of texting gloves from 200 to 150 gloves. And with that, I yield. Are there any questions?
Why are we reducing the number of items?
So the estimated cost we had given, the company has charged us more than that because of the shipping cost and cleaning charges, which we did not consider before we were using it.
Could you list how many, like, things again, like how many, the quantity of, how many,
So the stickers would be reduced from 700 to 500, and the texting gloves will be reduced from 200 to 150.
Okay.
Are there any other questions from the citizens? Go ahead, Director Jordan.
So we are still expending the same amount of money as what we voted on,
Yes.
just less items.
Are there any other questions, comments, and concerns from the members of student government or our audience? We will now be moving on to Senator Bill 2019-004. Now you move forward.
Point of order, we need to vote on the amendment.
I move to amend the bill, Senate Bill.
One of the senators has to move to, you can entertain a motion, but the senators have to make a motion.
Okay, so I entertain a motion to make the amendment in Senate Bill 2019-004 Section 3 to reduce the number of stickers from 700 to 500 and number of texting blocks from 200 to 150.
Senator
I move to make the amendment director application as suggested.
is there a second? Senator Peterson. All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill is now passed as amended. I will now be moving the floor to Director Crowley to present Senate Bill 2019-004.
If you want to pull up here.
So point of order, so we had 3 abstentions and 4 votes for yes, which is only 57%. So that does not pass due to the 2 votes.
This bill does not pass as amended. We will now be moving, I now yield the floor to Director Crowley to present Senate Bill 2019-004.
Okay, so this was presented last week, and it's a bill to release funding for food, refreshments, and candy for the constitutional open forums that will be coming up. So an act may be cited, or this act may be cited as the constitutional open forum funding bill. And it's for student government to give $350 to sponsor food, refreshments, and candy, or for the 3 open forum events and candy for table. Senate shall expend a maximum of $350 for that, and all money not used will be returned to the Senate. Any questions?
Could you give the dates again for table?
Tabling? I don't have those up right now, but I can send it to you.
Okay. Are we going to Picasso's?
We haven't figured that out. It depends on, so, yeah, that's something that GOA has been.
You have to give Picasso the first right of refusal. You have to approach him.
Okay, so yes.
Are there any other questions, comments, and concerns who brings us to the front of our audience?
So is the first one?
Yes, so the first,
Oh, so I have concerns that you don't have what year you're going to use and that's coming up. So, you know, maybe you'll know what year.
we'll know, we have to offer it to Picasso, and we're using like simple snacks and stuff like that. But we haven't talked to them about it yet because we haven't gotten funding.
Are there any other questions, comments, or concerns?
More of a point of information, just to clarify, Senator Erickson and I are allowed to vote on this, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions, comments, or concerns? All right, before we now close, I entertain a motion to adopt, Senate Bill to pass Senate Bill 2019-004. Senator Carter,
Move to adopt Senate Bill 2019-004 as presented.
is there a second? Vice Chair Sturgeon.
I second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill is passed as presented. I now yield the floor to Director Upmore, to present resolution 2019-001.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and read this fully through again. So this is to support the establishment of the Student Coalition for Higher Education Funding. Whereas student governments from across the state of Michigan convened for the United Student Governments of Michigan Conference at Saginaw Valley State University on November 9, 2019. And whereas we believe a successful system of higher education institutions can only exist when the state appropriates adequate and equitable funding to colleges and universities. And whereas communication and collaboration between universities increases the chance of the Michigan state government being responsive to the needs of students at higher education institutions. And whereas creating a task force in our position within student governments committed to the state funding project would ensure continuing action on lobbying goals that incorporate the unique needs of higher education institutions. And whereas the student government of the University of Michigan-Flint agree with the resolution that was passed at the United Student Governments Conference and recognize the importance of advocating for higher education funding. Now for there it be resolved, the University of Michigan-Flint, in addition to other members in attendance, demand the state of Michigan allocate more appropriate funding to higher education institutions so that they can function without draining the limited financial resources of Michigan students, and resolve that an inter-university coalition to be established and will be called the Student Coalition for Higher Education Funding, and resolve the coalition will be made up of 1 to 2 representatives from each participating higher education institution and shall consistently meet on a monthly basis further established by the coalition. And resolve meetings will occur in person once per academic year and monthly via electronic platforms. And resolved in adopting this resolution, delegates in attendance agree that Director Upmore from the University of Michigan-Flint and Vice President of External Affairs Hagel from Grand Valley State University will serve as interim co-chairs of SHAP for the duration of fall 2019. And resolved, starting in winter 2020, the coalition will elect a member at the beginning of each semester to serve as chair for the duration of that semester. And resolved that all ratifying higher education institutions shall create either a position or task force within their own student governing bodies that focuses on higher education funding from the state of Michigan. And resolved that a copy of this resolution be sent to Governor Whitmer, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, the Michigan Senate and House Appropriations Subcommittees on Higher Education, each member of the Michigan State Legislature with a public university located in their district, and the president of the public universities that are present and voting at the United Legislative Session.
Just a comment. It's a great resolution, just for the record, I think, the people of Lansing need to know, as unified as we are, is a great thing they need to do. It's something that higher education funding needs to be more than we have now. We pay a lot, and like a lot of kids can't go to school just because of the money. So the more the state gives, would be nice. That would really pass. So just for the record.
Are there any other questions, comments, and concerns for members of the audience or members of student government? As there are no questions, comments, or concerns from members of student government or audience, the floor is now closed. I entertain a motion to adopt resolution 2019-001 as presented.
I move that we adopt resolution 2019-001.
Is there a second? Senator Henderson. All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The resolution is passed as presented. We will now be moving on to new business. And now yield the floor to Director Holy to present Agenda 2019-005.
All right, so Senate Bill 2019-005 is a bill to release funding to match the contributions of the Center for Gender and Sexuality in the Peer Education Program. The act may be cited as partnership with CGS in the peer education program. The student government has matched the $100 contribution both for Center for Gender and Sexuality in the peer education program, in total of $200. The Senate shall expend $200 to match the contributions of the Center for Gender and Sexuality in the peer education program. All money not used will be returned to the Senate account.
Are there any questions? That's your treatment.
Where is this money going to?
It is a partnership that was made last student government that wasn't, yeah.
If I can explain. From the 2018-2019 Gandhijara administration had a partnership with Center of Gender and Sexuality to award two student organizations who would participate in the peer education program. They would be awarded $100 each. Unfortunately, the last administration did not fulfill or the right amount, right information was not passed along to us. Therefore, those organizations are still waiting to be paid for this, whereas it was a student government's, in the best interest of student government, I think it is important for us to consider, no matter the change in the administration, it is important to consider that we are committed to our student organizations. And that is why, since it was not, the student orgs were not paid for, they've been waiting since 4 months now. And it was brought to our attention recently, which is why Director Hoadley has been working on this bill.
So are we, this is just for the outstanding that we're waiting on, or is this for the future? We're still waiting on this money.
Yes.
Are we gonna provide a bill next time for the future, so we can keep it going, or?
As of right now, we do not have that program for this year.
Okay.
If any members of student government are interested in keeping the program ongoing, we can definitely work with Center of Gender and Sexuality.
Are there any other questions, comments, or concerns for the members of the student government or our audience? Vice Chair Churchman.
Can we make it so that it reflects what President Bartolage says about where it's going to? Because this is just saying partnership. It doesn't say exactly where it's going. And we need to be as transparent as possible in the language of a bill like this. So can I make a friendly amendment to add that in today?
This is your reading? This is your reading week, correct? Not your voting week?
Yes.
You can just give the feedback and they can make the edit.
Thank you. I now yield the floor to Senator Henderson to present Senate Bill 2019-006.
So Senate Bill 2019-006 is a bill to use funding for CASA coupons. Short title, this act may be cited as the Student Government Weekly Table Funding Bill. Sponsor of event, student government to give $800 to sponsor coupons for the weekly tabling throughout fall 2019 and winter 2020 semesters. Monetary, Senate shall expend a maximum of $800 to pay for CASA coupons for a student government weekly tabling funding bill. All money not used will be returned to the
So are we going to pay as we go for the coupons, or are we gonna buy them all at once?
We're going to pay as we go.
Okay. And then if we, sorry, second question. So if we do not reach that $800, if we have already bought coupons and they have not been used, will we be able to give them back to the council and get a refund for them, or no?
We have not spoken to the council about that, but we can most definitely do that for them if that's possible.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
How do the coupons function? Like, what's the incentive for us to give them away?
At the tables that we have, we'll be speaking to students, like getting, answering their questions, asking them questions, getting their input, and as they answer our questions and we get their input, then we can do the coupon, but they get a chance to fill out a coupon for them.
Okay, and was it reduced cost for them, something Picasso's or?
Yes.
Okay.
There'll be a coupon to go to CASA. Oh, sorry, yeah.
So what's the value of the coupon? The monetary amount?
That is something that we are allowed to pick on our own because we're the ones who are going to include the coupon. The coupons will also have our logo on them, so it's us and the CASA collaborating.
Right, you know what you're thinking the value would be.
We think of the variety of different values, $5, $1, the variety, yes.
So, with that being said, do we like, is it like the more you ask or like engage, the higher value you get, or is it just like different tickets, just the one value?
There'll be different tickets like in a container, and you put your hand in it after you interact with us. Yes.
So, you buying $800 for a beer, you have like a rough idea, like how many exactly tickets?
It depends all on how much we decide to price each coupon at. Yeah, so it's all up to student government to decide how much we're pricing each coupon at.
Do you have the days for we taking it for the fall, for this fall semester?
If we can get this bill passed, we'll start taking it right after we.
So if a student was to win a ticket, so we would pay for the ticket up front before we have it, or I don't understand how that works. I just see a potential issue if we give a student a ticket and then they go to, like, let's say they don't even use it, did we just spend the money on a ticket and it didn't go anywhere? Or is that something where maybe if we were to like pay them after they collect the ticket? I'm just concerned about us spending money on the ticket and then the student potentially doesn't use it.
So normally with Picasso, you can negotiate, you only pay for what's turned in.
Okay.
So,
Okay, awesome.
So, just to clarify, this is a program where we're not paying $800 upfront to Picasso.
No.
It's gonna be cashed in based on like how much,
It's actually spent, yes. How much
how
cost?
many students actually get the coupons. So that makes more sense.
My question is simply why $800? What makes a difference between 800 versus 500 versus 1,000? Is there like a specific amount of like table contents that we want to have like a certain amount of coupons for? Like, do we know that yet or anything? My question is just why specifically that amount?
Yeah, so after, so I first of all spoke to our financial director, and we thought that we should for sure stay under $1,000. Like, we know we're gonna go above 1,000, but I also spoke to the director Picasso, who kind of helps us do the math and everything based on how many weeks, because we're trying to take every single week until the end of the school year. So that's the idea. Are there any other questions?
If the bill gets approved, you only going to be making for 2 months in the fall semester, so you still need that full $800, because it's allotted for fall and winter semester.
Yeah, so the 800 is, like you said, for fall and winter, so even if you don't finish it this semester, it's going to pull over to next semester. And anything that we do not use by the end of the year, because we're also not just trying to use all of it, we're trying to use what we need, and then we'll get the rest back. Yes.
I know there's a lot of questions, but is there a way that we can keep track of which coupons have been used before? Because if there's people like passing their coupons to their friends, and they have one coupon for $5 and then 4 people use it, that costs us $20.
Yes. If I remember correctly, the way the cost will do is once you hand them the coupon, they're gonna take the coupon. So once you hand it in, you're not getting it back, so they don't have it.
Do we have them like stamp it or something?
Yeah.
So we can.
they usually print the register ticket and stick it to it so they know what to charge.
Okay.
So the overall purpose of this, correct me if I'm wrong, is to basically pay for students to come take that bill.
No, it is to help give students incentive to come and participate and give their input, and also help students like know that there is Picasso and like perhaps try out Picasso, something that they previously might have not been able to try out.
And increase student engagement on the third floor of the
Okay.
exec.
Okay, can we just like have like a food place with Picasso in the lot for student government? Do we have to be coupons as we go? Or like, you know what I mean? Like have a thing in a lot together. I guess you don't have to like, do the coupon thing. We just buy some food from Picasso's and then just I campaign for advertise. This is what we do. Like, I mean, so maybe like coupon wise. We just do that. If we want to do engagement.
I think that the coupons are the best way to go because you minimize food waste. If you have food set up, there's always food that's left over usually. So if you're having food set up like that in the loft, there's gonna be waste, and coupons will ensure that, one, we're only paying for the food that students are gonna use, and in the same sense that, like, fees bring people to a table, it's like free food, it's a coupon, it's a $5 coupon for food. So I think it's a good way to increase engagement with student government during tabling and give back to the students.
Are there any other questions, comments, and concerns from the members of student government or our audience? I think the floor is now closed. I now yield the floor to Senator Henderson to present Senate Bill 2019-007.
So Senate Bill 19-007 is a bill to sponsor food during extended library hours. Short title, this act may be cited as the student government coffee and snack sponsorship bill. Sponsor of event, student government to give $400 to sponsor coffee and snacks during library extended office hours for fall 2019 semester. Monetary, Senate shall expend a maximum of $400 to pay for coffee and snacks during library extended hours, only not used to be returned to the Senate.
How did we arrive at that $400 amount?
So, we were looking at ground coffee instead of buying the coffee. The library has agreed to provide us with a coffee pot, and so students can come and make it. For Folgers, basically, which has 370 servings, the cost is about 20 students, with about 125 students coming per day in library. That's the estimated cost we arrived at, which should not increase more than $200. However, $400 is a buffer. Also, we might use only $50, and we might only use $150, depending on how many students come to the library.
Are there any other questions?
When is this date? Like, it's just that time frame when the office.
I had,
extended hours?
yes. As I had said in my report, I'll put that up.
Okay. I guess my question. Okay. Is this like in replacement of funding the breakfast program? Is it the replacement that student government is doing to sponsor the breakfast that we usually do?
I think you're mentioning the BYOB.
Okay.
No, we are not proceeding this year with the BYOB because every year we have spent a way larger amount of money, pretty close to about $4,000 with spending on average $30 per person. And initially, when student government started this project, it started with coffee and cookies. So we are wanting to first increase student engagement in the library, and depending on that, if there are more students engaged in this, we might next semester increase the budget. Yes.
So next semester is traditionally the BYO. That's what that is?
No.
It's every semester.
It is up to student government's initiative.
What we do. Okay.
I haven't seen mine as, but, I know you mentioned coffee and cookies. Will there be alternatives that maybe diabetics or people with maybe certain allergies like gluten-free or something along those lines?
As of right now, we have not looked into that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Depending on number of students, we've tried to limit this because students have not really participated a lot in library extended hours in the past, which is why library was hesitant in opening it to 24 hours. We will be looking into costs regarding that. As I had said in my report, the Vice Chancellor Student Affairs Office is also wanting to participate and provide us financial resources.
Vice Chair Sturgeon.
So for this, we're just sponsoring coffee and snacks during the library extended hours, and you said that we'll be having a coffee pod?
Yes.
Who'll be in charge of cleaning that up each night? Have we thought about that?
If it comes to that, we'll do that first.
Just want to make sure we have a plan.
Director.
Okay, so, you said that you were gonna do ground coffee, right? And for like what we're buying, like a bag of it, or however much we're buying, is that, are we buying like, how many servings are in one bag that we're planning to buy?
We are the only reason, so for the $20 pot, we get a 370 servings, for 6 ounces. And as of right now, we are just going to observe it on a daily basis instead of buying all of it in bulk. Depending on the usage per day, we're gonna be, changing the amount. Yes.
And in the case that we buy the coffee and it's not used, that's a sunk cost at that point, like the money isn't coming back, right? We can't like have an open bag of coffee and say, hey, we want the money back, so. Is there like another, like a contingency plan, like, okay, let's make this available for students?
Unfortunately, I don't think so. There's any backup to that because I can only support that argument by saying that in previous years, students have always wanted to want coffee and cookies. And as I said, we're not really buying in bulk.
Senator.
Okay, two things. In case that does happen, can we just use that coffee and grounds that can we use coffee grounds that we use for that event in SG? Or a coffee pot that we have in SG, we use it for the students there.
I think as long as the student money is being provided to students, I think that's definitely okay.
For all students. Another question on energy topic, what's in your warm packet? Can we just have hot chocolate too? I don't drink coffee. I mean, none of my friends drink coffee, they drink hot chocolate as well. So, like, that'll be, like, you don't have to spend a amount of money, I know like a lot of college students drink coffee, but like, it would be nice to have hot chocolate.
We can look into these options. I just would also like to ask everybody thank you for your feedback, and if you can email your concerns so that we can factor these into whether changing the amount or changing the items, that would be greatly appreciated.
Are there any other questions, comments, and concerns from members of the student government in our audience? As there are no questions, comments, and concerns from members of the student government in our audience, the floor is now closed for questions, comments, and concerns. Time now.
I would like to call a motion for a reconsideration of Senate Bill 004. Per our Constitution, Section 8.
Point of order, 002.
002. Thank you. Our Constitution mentions that all votes shall be majority except when otherwise specified and shall be of members present, save abstentions. I would also like this as to be an opportunity for senators to discuss if there's anything that helps us pass the bill, because we only have 2 meetings left, which would mean that we would not be able to order freebies and start our tabling events from next semester.
I want to piggyback what President Bartlett said. I think that this is the same bill that was passed initially with the amount. The only reason that this bill was amended was because we couldn't place an order for a different amount, like quantity wise, of the things that we were ordering without amending the bill. But it's the same amount of money that's been expended before. So the amount being sent out of the Senate bill is still the same.
So I just want to say, like, I agree with that. The bill, as it was passed, as it is right now, we cannot use it. Because it specifically says 700 stickers and 200 texting bars. The company got back to us and said that that would be almost $1,800. And the bill only releases money for $1,200. So we have to amend the bill in order to make it useful. So the amendment proposed was to reduce the amount of items so that we would still release the same amount of funding for the freedom station.
Sorry, Senator Wong.
I guess my concern is with the reduction in the quantity. I do feel that students will be missing out. Won't have enough. That's my concern. I guess, I don't know if we have data about how many freebies students actually take from us. That's my only concern, and why I think.
Give a counterpoint. So the thing with ordering the freebies is that no matter what we order, there will be students who will miss out. And that's simply because I think it's not a feasible estimate to assume that we can reach 7,500 students on campus. So initially, the bill that was passed had 200 texting gloves, so that would mean 7,300 students would miss out on those. And then if we reduce it by 50, now we have 7,350 students missing out. So the point I'm getting at is that, like, I understand your concern, and this was a concern I had as well initially, that why don't we order something where we can get more of it just to reduce the amount of kids missing out on it. But at the same time, it's impossible to reach every student on campus. And so it's just whoever is most interested in student government and engages with student government. And that's kind of student government's way of, thanking you for your engagement and your feedback. So.
When the bill was first introduced, why didn't we have the exact amount of money instead of waiting until the funds were released and then having to amend this bill right now?
So I'll answer that question. So the market site is the service that the university provides. And market site provides a quote at a base order, and the base order was at 1,000 pieces. So when they put the order in, it grows the per cost amount dramatically. So it's about the way the interface works with the market site, but through the vendors for the university. Does that make sense?
I do also want to put this comment on the floor that if we are concerned about the number of freebies, the Senate always has the power to introduce a new bill and order even more. But if we have nothing for now, we cannot even get started. And I would I'd highly suggest our senators to introduce a new bill if we think that all of the freebies have been used. As per past years, every time that we have used freebies, they have been just lying around in student government office and not used. So we do not expect all of these to be used 100%.
I'll call the next two people. Before I do, I'm just gonna say we're gonna limit the discussion to the next 10 minutes. So with that, Director Salim.
So, I forgot what I said. You go ahead.
I want to point out just a little bit, if we're doing all the tabling, the proposed tabling that we're gonna do, the previous part will come out quicker. If we have less product, I think that we have a lot more playing tabling events than usual. We're going around, we're doing them every week as the proposed if we this pass. I mean, we have freebies to give out and the part will work on quicker, and the more as you interact with the students, even out from the table, you could draw students even more. I mean, then we have the Constitution, open forum thing with the table event, you have that as well, so it's like, you kind of do move more than what it is, so just put that point.
Okay.
So we're talking about tabling here, and we're thinking about the coupons for one tabling, and the next tabling we will have freebies, so they will work alternatively. And the tabling for the open forums already has a bill passed for the candies and the freebies out. So
Just to address Senator King's concern, based on my 3 years in student government, this name you laid out is very unlikely based on my past experience with tabling. We would not run. It is highly unlikely to run out of freebies.
So I just want to say, the first thing is that this is with regard to why the code wasn't accurate. It's because, as Dr. Snyder mentioned, it was a bulk order code that thrown online. And then when you order under 1,000 of the item, the per unit cost increases. Aside from that, there was shipping costs which aren't included in their estimates. And the third thing is, it's a roundabout estimate because the only time they'll give you a final price, and this happens with a lot of things when you order stuff online even, the amount that you see when you click add to your cart, like if you buy a t-shirt for $10, you add it to your cart, by the time you check out, it's actually $16, with shipping, taxes, other stuff. And so it's hard for them to give us an accurate, precise code, which is why there's a discrepancy. Secondly, I think that we have enough freebies through this bill, along with the coupons from Picasso. And as President Barlow said, that if it comes down to it, the Senate always has the power to draft another bill. And I think that this discussion is just going in circles at this point.
To clarify what I was saying, I understand. I don't plan on like the traditional table method where we just sit behind the table and just wait for someone to come to us. I wanted to go out and get them. It wasn't about sitting down and just letting them walk by and just saying hi. I wanted to get in front of the table, interact with the students, and then do that, bring them to the table. It wasn't about us sitting down. I just wanted to clear up what I was saying. That's all. Are you?
Are there any, Senator?
Senator King, that strategy has been tried before. Not you.
I just want to point out one thing. So you have a bill that has passed, 002, correct? So if we place your order as you voted on, someone here needs to write a bill to, or amend this bill to pay the difference. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're either amending the amount of items being ordered to stay within the cost, or you're amending the cost to pay for the items, because you've already passed 002. So now you have to fix that. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to reduce the number of items and spend the amount you've approved? Or do you want to keep the amount of items you've approved and increase the cost? Either way, an amendment needs to be made to this bill so that we can move forward.
Director Brewer, read this, sorry, hand raised.
I guess before I try to figure out if I want to amend the bill to raise the cost or raise the amount of items, I want to, if possible, what our current Senate budget is. Is that possible?
It's. Give me a second to pull this up.
Other questions while we look?
For the record, I want everyone to assume everyone has access to the budget, everyone can see what it is if they want to know. Go ahead, Vice Chair Jordan.
I would like to ask to table this discussion and or vote to next meeting so that Senate has the ability to think and talk it over in more private setting.
Okay, Director Brewer.
Just to respond to that, if we table it to the next meeting, this will not be voted on this semester.
Director Sweeney.
December 14th.
Or December, oh.
December 14th.
Like the call question.
Pardon?
Question?
It's the 5 minutes.
Point of order, calling the question leads to move to a vote.
Okay, so we're gonna end the discussion, correct?
So the discussion is ended and we have to vote. On Director Barnett's proposal.
Or there was a
Unless
motion
there's
to
an
table.
objection.
There was a motion to table too, so now we need to.
Is there a second?
I second that motion.
All in favor, raise your right hand.
Which motion are we, wait a minute, you're,
Sierra, I think we're going, sorry, Vice Chair Sturgeon. Is there a second?
I second Vice Chair Sturgeon.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
We have 4 for A and 2 for A. 4, 3, 6.
It's 4 and 4.
For the motion of the majority.
can I have a point of order? The execution seat doesn't vote
Does
yet.
not count, so we have 4 and 3.
So you have 7, so you have majority, 4 and 3.
4 and 3.
The motion passes.
Don't we move, two-third majority?
No, that's a majority. All votes shall be a majority, which is 50% plus 1. At 7, that would be 5.
So,
Um, No, it is because it's a odd number, so it's your majority.
So the motion is passed. We will table this discussion next
Your
week.
final call is GLS.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know exactly what this would be under, or point of clarification. When this bill was originally voted on, it was under my impression that it needed a 2/3 vote to pass, and it only needs a majority, as cleared up by President Birdwatch, and the vote was a 57% affirmative vote, which means that the original amendment was passed, just stated incorrectly. So,
So I take that back. Senate Bill 2019-002 has been passed as amended.
Yeah.
Are there any questions, comments, and concerns from our audience members?
Point of clarification, I would like to ask if that is exactly true, if it is passed. Because motion was made earlier, and then that motion has been denied, so we reconsidered the motion, but there was never actually a final vote on it. So would that be actually passed or not?
According to GLA, it passed, it was just announced as not because of a misunderstanding between 2/3 of it.
Thank you. Thank you for clarification.
Are there any other questions, comments, and concerns from members of student government or our audience? As there are no questions, comments, and concerns from our audience or members of student government, meeting adjourned at 8:17.
Everybody, we're taking a quick picture. I would really like to, first of all, thank Phil for doing this. Thank you. Can we all stand behind the student government?